of footwork, did you watch the Terence Crawford Earl Spence Jr. fight?
Yeah. Yes, I did. Yes, I did. And I just saw so many different levels in the fight. You know what I mean? Make those adjustments.
And the ability to land hard shots in so tight.
In tight.
Crazy.
Yes, really tight positions.
And so accurate. Just inches away from him, and he's landing these right hooks.
Yeah.
Oh, my God. What a performance.
Yeah.
What a performance.
It was beautiful.
Amazing. There, we see it there.
I think that Crawford could beat him because Crawford is a big 147 fighter and is strong as well, which a lot of people don't give him the credit for. I think that fight, if it does happen, as long as Crawford stays away and just boxes and be smart, he can win that fight. I think Crawford's a better fighter than Charlo, and he's a smart fighter as well. He switches and everything, so that would be a very good fight.
Some fighters are great, others are legends. But then there's Terence Crawford, a man who makes even legends question their own greatness. A man so technically sound, so ruthless, so adaptable in the ring that even his opponents are left in awe. They call him a switch-hitting genius, a cold-blooded finisher, and perhaps the scariest boxer walking the planet today. From his humble beginnings in Omaha, Nebraska, to dismantling world champions on boxing's biggest stages, Crawford has redefined what it means to be pound for pound. But what is it that makes him so terrifying? Is it his ability to read his opponents like an open book? His devastating knockout power? Or is it something deeper, something only those who've stepped into the ring with him can truly explain? Boxers, those brave enough to face him, have one thing in common. After the fight, they don't talk about their own game plan. They talk about his precision, his timing, his relentless drive to break them both physically and mentally. Opponent after opponent has entered the ring confident, only to leave questioning everything they thought they knew about boxing.
Just reflecting on all my accomplishments at my mama house. That's where all my belts at. You know, hard work, dedication. Things that y'all favorite fighters, some of them, ain't got. So I see why y'all mad. See why y'all mad. Look at that one right there. This is where it all started at. Right here. This one. In Texas. In Texas, baby. Don't hate. Just congratulate.
Let's uncover the secrets behind Crawford's success. His razor-sharp skills, the insane training regimen that turns him into a machine, and the psychological warfare that begins long before the first bell. This is Boxing Pros explaining why Terence Crawford isn't just another great boxer. He's the ultimate nightmare for anyone brave enough to stand across from him.
Well, they thought he was going to, but I think you just have to say Terence Crawford is that good. Yeah, I think he's that good. And I think we found that. It doesn't mean that Errol Spence isn't amazing. He is, but I think Terence Crawford, I think you're looking at an all-time great. Yeah, I really do. He's, in my opinion, the best switch hitter in boxing since Marvin Hagler, and he might be better. He's so good, man. He's so good. Yeah. He's so good. And he's going to fight, I think Boots Ennis is his mandatory.
Oh, really?
Yeah, which is an amazing fight. That's an amazing fight. See, pull up some Boots Ennis, because this dude's movement is next level.
Yeah.
And he's another one that is a brilliant switch hitter. Yes, Jerron Boots Ennis. They have to fight him soon if he plans on keeping the title. Go to a video of Boots Ennis, because that dude, highlights. That dude's phenomenal. He's fantastic. when you watch him fight, man, he's so precise.
Hey, this one.
It's so
Southpaw.
slick. He's really, really good. And he's also undefeated. I mean, come on,
nice.
son. This dude. And this is, early on in his career.
Let's start with the basics. Terence "Bud" Crawford, the pride of Omaha, Nebraska, has been shaking up the boxing world for years. With a 41-0 record and 31 knockouts, Crawford is undefeated for a reason. But his greatness isn't just about the numbers. It's how he wins. Crawford is a switch hitter, meaning he can fight seamlessly in both orthodox and southpaw stances. This ability to adapt keeps his opponents guessing, and trust me, that's terrifying. He can start a fight one way, analyze his rival in real time, and switch it up to completely throw them off. Errol Spence Jr. himself admitted after their fight that Crawford's ability to adapt was like facing two different fighters in the same ring.
Nothing really surprised me. He was just like I thought. It just my timing wasn't good today.
Questions for Errol Spence Jr.?
Hey, Errol, Keith Heidick from BoxingScene.com. What do you attribute your timing not being there to? Did you feel off physically or anything, or what was wrong in the fight?
Yeah, felt a little off physically, but most times I get through it. So, I thought it was gonna be just like the other times, but I couldn't kick it up a notch.
And then there's his power. Crawford doesn't just outbox his opponents, he breaks them. Once he smells blood, it's over. That killer instinct has earned him a reputation as one of the most dangerous finishers in the sport.
Errol, congratulations on your guy Frank Martin winning that fight. What did you see there?
He looked good. He showed a lot of patience, showed a lot of poise, broke him down, and was able to stop him at the end.
Everybody's wondering what's going on with you and Terence Crawford. This fight going to happen?
I think it's going to happen. We both want to fight. I want to fight. He wants to fight. And, it's going down to negotiations, so I definitely going to get the fight this year, and we're going to square off this year with the biggest fight in boxing.
It is the biggest fight in boxing. Where and when, if you were guessing?
I don't know where, I don't know when, but it's definitely going to be this year.
All right. We look forward to that. Thanks for taking the time, Errol.
Thank you. No problem.
Right.
Speaking of Errol Spence Jr., let's talk about the fight that cemented Crawford's status as a pound-for-pound king. In July 2023, Crawford took on Spence in one of the most anticipated bouts in recent boxing history. His timing was impeccable, his counters were razor-sharp, and he dropped Spence multiple times before finishing him in the 9th round. Fans and analysts were stunned. Even legends like Roy Jones Jr. called it one of the most dominant performances in a mega fight ever.
That'll rank him probably in your top 10, maybe even your top 5.
Where do you rank Terence, in your opinion?
I put him in the top 15, maybe the top 10, because he definitely has the skill of a top 5. Just that he hasn't had the opposition that some guys were able to get, and that's not his fault. He just made one of the best fighters in his weight class look like nobody. That's pretty damn good. Now he proved what we already thought. We just didn't see him against the best opposition near his weight class. See, this is the thing people don't understand. This is what I like about Bud. He reminds me of Roy. We ain't got to have the best opposition in our weight class. We want the best opposition near our weight class.
There's been discussion that maybe Crawford and Inoue are going back and forth tussling for pound for pound. That maybe Inoue because of the multiple weight divisions. You're shaking your head no. Tell me why no.
Because Inoue also, when he first moved up, he lost to Donnell. Don't forget that. Bud ain't lost to nobody. Moving up or down, he moved up 3 times. He lost to nobody. Don't tell me he better than Bud. No.
John Porter, Kell Brook, Amir Khan, and Jose Benavidez Jr.
We have to see what kind of shape Spence is in after that car wreck. A lot of people don't know the speculation because of the car wreck, what it did to him, but the car wreck didn't bother him too bad. We'll see Crawford's a bad boy, but Spence is a pressure cooker, so if he can maintain with Crawford early, then he can make a good fight. But if he ain't on his game, they might be right.
Now, let's hear it straight from the guys who've shared the ring with him. Almost every fighter who's faced Crawford has one thing in common. They come out of the fight with a new level of respect for him.
There was a lot of animosity, a lot of talk before this fight. So what are your feelings for Bud Crawford after this?
I gave him a hell of a fight. Hey, I got caught boxing, Thought I was doing good, I was putting pressure. We were a good fight, He's a great fighter. We just wanted to give the fans, I wanted to give the fans a fight that they paid for, to come watch. And I think I gave him a hell of a fight. I know he didn't think I was going to be that good. I take nothing from him. He's the best.
Take Sean Porter, for example. Porter, known for his grit and toughness, admitted that Crawford was the smartest fighter he'd ever faced. He said, "Crawford's ability to think 2 or 3 steps ahead is something I've never experienced before."
He's good. I've been in the ring with guys like that where you just can't catch a rhythm, but it's training. Can't catch a rhythm, and then eventually you get to the gym one day, you're like, not gonna let you do this to me today. Then you catch a rhythm. You only get one night against the best, and right now he is the best.
Even Kell Brook, who has faced the likes of Gennady Golovkin and Errol Spence, said Crawford was the most complete fighter he's ever fought. And Amir Khan? He straight up called Crawford a genius in the ring.
One day it's Crawford, one day it's Spence, I can't pick. I don't know. I don't know the car crash has done to him, the inactivity at Spence. I don't know if he's struggling to make the weight, because he's a big guy. Crawford, he's very good. It's one of them I don't know.
But perhaps the most telling comments come from Errol Spence Jr.
Are you willing to do this rematch back at welterweight?
It's something I got to talk to my management about, but hopefully it's at 154.
How was this particular weight cut? Was it a very difficult one, or did you feel at ease with the weight cut?
It's always difficult, but like I said, I don't make any excuses. The better man won tonight.
And let's talk about how Crawford gets so scary good. The secret lies in his training camp. Crawford trains out of Omaha under the watchful eye of his longtime coach, Brian Bomac McIntyre. Together, they've built a system that focuses on 3 key things: conditioning, adaptability, and mental toughness. Crawford is known for his insane work ethic. His sparring sessions are legendary, with stories of him going multiple rounds with fresh sparring partners and barely breaking a sweat. He's also a student of the game, constantly watching tape and studying his opponents. But what really sets his camp apart is the emphasis on adaptability. Crawford doesn't just train to execute a single game plan, he trains to improvise. Whether it's switching stances, finding new angles, or adjusting to an opponent's strategy, Crawford is always ready to adapt. Plus, let's not forget his mental toughness. Crawford has faced adversity both inside and outside the ring, but he's never let it break him. That resilience is what allows him to stay calm under pressure and take control of any fight.
What I said to you earlier, I think Terence is really funny. I love the way he lives his life. I love the way he brings his kids. If you watch his kids with the wrestling and stuff like that, he's just a winner. And I feel that, you got guys who are really, really, really good, and they're not really hell-bent on becoming a star. I put you in that category. I put Terence in that category. Maybe Shakur, where they feel like they don't really want to, Terence ain't bothered about going to premieres and, being on the front cover of magazines and stuff like that. But unfortunately, in the business, we have to try and make sure he has that kind of value commercially. So it's getting the narrative and the moments right to just showcase his personality a little bit.
Of course, we can't talk about Crawford without mentioning his upcoming circus fight against Canelo Alvarez. This fight has sparked tons of controversy, and for good reason. Crawford is moving up 2 weight classes to challenge Canelo for his super middleweight titles. On the surface, it sounds like a legacy-defining move. But is it really? Critics argue that this fight is more thanks to a deal brokered by Turki Al-Sheikh. And let's be real, facing a 38-year-old Canelo isn't the same as facing a prime Canelo.
I can't go down anymore. But you know, like he say, you know, when they ask him for the Germonta fight, they don't wanna get credit for that fight. It's the same for me. I don't need to take that fight because everybody's gonna say it's too small, it's too small, it's too small, and then, you know, he need to enjoy his fight. Okay, he deserves it. He deserves it. I like Spence, but you know, I like Spence and all the respect for him and everything. But I knew. I think is the type of fight Terence Crawford is different. 168, but like I say, like he say, nobody's gonna give me credit for that.
Thank you very much.
Right?
Even if Crawford wins, some fans and analysts believe the victory won't carry the same weight because of the size and age disparities. But on the flip side, if he loses, his undefeated record and legacy could take a major hit. It's a high-risk, high-reward situation, and it's got everyone talking. And then there's the ongoing beef with Gervonta Davis. This all started when Turki Al-Sheikh didn't invite Tank to the Ring Awards in London, a snub that clearly didn't sit well with the lightweight star. Tank fired back by calling out Crawford, accusing him of chasing paychecks instead of greatness. Hear me out. As if things couldn't get messier, Floyd Mayweather has inserted himself into the equation. Floyd has a history of teaming up with Gervonta's rivals, and now he's doing it again by training Terence Crawford. In a viral video, Floyd was seen giving Crawford tips on defense and strategy, further fueling the fire. At the end of the day, what makes Crawford so scary isn't just his skills or his record. It's his mindset. He's a fighter who's willing to take risks, adapt to any challenge, and do whatever it takes to win. Whether he's facing Errol Spence, Canelo Alvarez, or even Gervonta Davis, Crawford brings a level of focus and determination that's almost impossible to match. So, what do you think? Is Crawford the scariest boxer of our time? Will his fight with Canelo solidify his legacy or tarnish it? And will we ever see him face Gervonta in the ring? Let us know in the comments, and don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more boxing content. I'll catch you in the next video.